After graduating from law school, Tim Wanyoni had big dreams of scaling great heights in the legal fraternity. The young lawyer's life, however, changed in the blink of an eye when carjackers waylaid him and shot him in the back, leading to an irreparable spinal injury which has since confined him to a wheelchair. It took years for Tim to accept that he would never walk again, and that acceptance has seen him achieve possibly more than he could have ever imagined. On Newsmakers tonight, the story of Westlands Member of Parliament Tim Wanyoni, who rose beyond the scars and has survived almost 10 years in elective politics in an urban constituency.
I heard somebody shouting, "Shoot him." Something hit me at the back, and all of a sudden, I completely lost myself. I fell down. I just tried to stand up. I couldn't. So I just pushed my hand up like as if I was doing a press-ups and raised my head.
A chilling encounter with carjackers. In a fraction of a second, everything changed.
They put me on top of a pickup and rushed me to Akakan Hospital at that very night. That is the time that I remember, and it is the longest distance that I have ever traveled in my life. Just between Ngara and Akakan, which is just slightly about a kilometer, but it was such a long journey, and it was so painful. It was like I was not going to make it. I was bleeding a lot.
Tim says he had not grasped the gravity of the situation. He was certain he would recover and walk out of hospital.
The surgery was done. Then I was told after 3 days that I've got a permanent spinal cord injury. I may not be able to walk again.
And at that moment, Tim realized life would never be the same again. That violent act had confined the young father to a wheelchair for the rest of his life.
I had a young family. My children had just celebrated their first birthday. My wife was not working. The other thing, I was just very new in the career, and I had been in college and rearing and saying, when I get out there, I want to be ABC, I want to be like so and so. And now, like, it was just collapsing around me. I see the career is dead. Everything that I dreamed of had died at that time.
He had only recently graduated with a law degree and landed a job at Wetangula and Company Advocates, a firm which his elder brother, currently the senator for Bungoma County, Moses Wetangula, was a senior partner.
In the office where I was working, they withdrew all my clients. They withdrew all the files. I'll call the office, I just sit there. And for several days, in fact, for more than a year, I was in that office. I was doing absolutely nothing. And later on, when I confronted my employer, who was my brother, I told him, I don't like what is going on. Then he told me, you know, I'm trying to protect you. I told him, you're protecting me from what? He said, we don't want to stress you. I said, no. Whatever you're doing is even worse.
A bitter Tim wallowed in despair. He says he was angry, he was frustrated at work, and he admits he was hostile to his wife at the time.
In the beginning, I was very hostile. I was very, I resented her. I was like, I wanted to push her away. I didn't want it. But she kept on encouraging me. She will say, no, you'll be fine, nini, nini, and all manner of things. She never, even at one point, showed any discouragement. But I know she was suffering.
Therapy and counseling would be the turning point in Tim's new life, guiding him along the path of acceptance.
After Kagan, I was taken to Brussels in Belgium for a rehabilitation process. That is what actually now the process of healing the mind started. One, when I got there, you know, in Akakan I was being treated for the injury. But when I got there, these people now got me into completely a different situation. They started taking me out from my bed. They'll take me to the gym. They'll take me to the whatever, everywhere. They now started teaching us how you can live on a wheelchair, how you can manage your life on a wheelchair.
His strongest pillar at the time was his wife, he says.
She was actually the source of strength for me to carry on. Even when I came back, when I left, we were living on a flat, which now it was impossible for me to get there on a wheelchair. She had even managed to get a house that was accessible. So when I came, we moved in a new home completely, which was much more easy for us to manage.
With an attitude adjustment and renewed strength, he knew he would have to reorganize his life. Today, he runs his own law firm and the Kenya Paraplegic Organization, which he co-founded.
I can tell you I was scared even when I was leaving. I had never, you know, you are used to being paid a salary. Now all of a sudden, you are going to look for money to pay rent, you are going to look money for pay overheads and all that. It was a bit difficult, but I don't regret.
He went on to win a parliamentary seat on an ODM ticket in an urban constituency, achieving all this from the confines of a wheelchair.
I went to the places like in the informal settlements which we have in Westlands, like Kangemi and others. Those areas and places are so inaccessible. So for me to get there, I had to get people who will literally carry me on the wheelchair and bring me down, up.
He has publicly declared his interest for the governorship of Nairobi County.
I have worked in Nairobi. I've been in City Hall. I have now served as a member of parliament. And I've been in Nairobi all this time. I've worked in Nairobi. I believe I have something that I can offer. And going for the governor seat, I think there's something that those who have occupied that office are missing. They don't understand. They don't understand City Hall. They don't understand issues affecting people in Nairobi.
The father of three does not let the wheelchair limit him.
I'm a fan of football. And every time I support the Arsenal team and Barcelona. I'm an outdoor guy, and I made people to start believing that even this wheelchair is not a disadvantage, because if somebody tells me let's go to Olepolos, tutaenda. If they say we go, we shall go. We go to Mombasa and sit on those boats and ride in water. I'm okay.
Beyond the physical and emotional scars, the strength of the human spirit sums up Tim Wanyonyi's story.
When your mind is stretched, then you realize you have the other potential in you that you did not even realize that you have. There's something that is awakened in you. And that is the time now you realize that there's some strength in you that you never knew you had.
In his words, he says, his purpose and vision was brought forth during the difficult times. That was when he found his greatest calling, purpose, and passion.
Peace.